Okay, we're back again. We're going to get this thing unloaded now, so let's get the PTO going here. Go around to the other side. Oops, let me get my gloves here. Let's go grab our ramps and we'll get them back out so we can offload this thing. Kind of putting them there where I think that we're going to end up at, and then we'll adjust them once we get offloaded. And again, for me, my procedure is always roll the bed back, tilt it, get to where it's just starting to touch the ground. And I'm going to take my rear straps off while it's easy for me to do it. I don't even have to bend over. Again, that's designed, the reason I'm teaching you this is, you know, work is hard enough. If you just change a few of your habits, instead of bending over, you're standing up, just the job's easier on you. It's not stressful on your body. And now at darn near 50 and my back's giving me fits and different things. I'm going to do everything I can to preserve it. Preserve your health. Get this one here off. And again, I'm a big believer in, as I'm going, I'm putting the equipment back just the way it was so that I'm ready for the next tow, because here's a trick. And my dispatcher could be in there waiting for me to get unloaded because he's got a police call, or maybe it's another motorist stranded somewhere. So you want to get your equipment back just the way it should be every single time. That way you're ready for the next call. If you don't, you're okay, but it just costs you time, and to me, time is money. That's where you make your money, is being prepared. And again, on these, we're going to set them up right there at the end for me. Most of the ramps that I've seen have this kind of dovetail in it. I call it a dovetail or a little notch, so that when you put the bed down on it, it kind of holds them in place and they don't go sliding on you. So we're going to start right there. We're going to put the bed down on them. I can push that one in just a little bit. And I'll set the bed down on them, and hopefully we got them about right where we want them. Now we'll take our front strap off on this side. That one there twisted on me. Let me fix that real quick. Again, what I was doing there was just kind of straightening out my strap. I'd seen it had a twist in it. I swear I don't know how they always get twisted. I don't twist them, but it's still twisted on this end. Rotate that over one. I think the better you care for your equipment is very, very important. Shows that your professionalism. The equipment is how you make your money, whether it's a truck or the equipment on the truck. Even though it may not be yours, it is still equipment that the owner's got to replace if it gets tore up. And unfortunately, indirectly, that affects your income. The more equipment he has to replace, or I have to replace, it takes money. It increases our expenses, and thereby it makes less money that we can share with our employees. Because I'm a very big believer in bonus structure, and at the end of the year we do some net profit sharing. And that stuff there comes back, and not taking good care of the equipment or replacing straps before they need to increase our overall costs. So we're going to roll this car back to the edge of the bed. And once we get to the edge of the bed, we're going to go check our boards and make certain that they look like we're lined up correctly. And if they're not, we're going to adjust them. That one looks pretty straight. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go right on there. We get the rear ones off, we can always double check them again when we get to the front. As I noticed when we come on, I didn't comment, I probably should have, but when we got to the rear one, this rear tire was off a little bit. It wasn't enough that it was a concern, but I probably should have pointed it out, because it's very easy if you're half on, half off. You can tilt the bed up and move your ramps where you need to move them to. Now before I go any further, I'm just going to double check the other side because it's out of my view. This one looks acceptable to me. And again, when you're doing this kind of load, you want to take more trips around. And again, it's about caring for the customer's car. And by taking your time on this type of load, well, it's not going to roll off there. Let's see if we can't help it a little bit. This car here, we may have to put it in reverse and get it to come on off there. Which I think that's what we're going to have to do on this one. We'll go ahead and take our chains off. And I'm kind of waffling here as to the way I want to show you this. My opinion is never let it off the chains or off the wood until you get it completely down. So what we're going to do is leave it chained up. We're going to go around here. And again, all these videos, I'm trying to teach you the safest way that I can think of so that you've got a baseline. My opinion is leave it attached to the chain. That way you're in control. And most cars with flat tires have the ability to still be put in gear. So we've got our wire rope tight there again. I'll put it back down in neutral. We're going to go up here and let some more wire rope out. I don't think it's going to roll. Now, see, we're going to pull some wire rope out. And again, it's flat tires, so if you've ever tried to push a car with low tires, in this business you'll find that out pretty quickly. You get them in parking lots and different ones where you got to push them out of a spot. You'll find out that low tires don't roll very easily. They typically are a lot more, so it makes sense that we're having to kind of put it in gear to back it off this truck. And again, if you observe, every time I get in and out of a car, my gloves are off. Never leave my gloves on inside a customer's car. And I personally like to keep some, I call them they're Gojo wipes, just some wipes in my truck so that even though I'm wearing gloves, my hands will still get a little greasy. So if you buy them wipes at a car parts store or something, take a wipe out, wipe your hands off in between uses. All right, well, let's get this thing unhooked. We'll roll the bed up, put our ramps back up, and we'll have this one delivered. Okay. again, same procedure every time. Rolling the bed forward. Before I get to my red handle, I'm going to stop. I'm going to tilt it down. Again, I don't like banging stuff. Roll it the rest of the way forward. Again, for me, it's bring it over to the back corner here and shorten my chains as little as possible. Oops, I lassoed myself. It doesn't have to get terribly tight. I never really talked about that before, but just a little bit of tension on there so your chains are safe and secure and they're not going anywhere. Phone turned off there. It's still on there a little bit. That's got you set up so you can now do a lowered car or a car with a flat tire. Should give you a lot easier tools to work with. Hopefully each one of these videos gives you another set of skill sets that you can practice. The key is to practice some of these things. If you practice them and work on the systems I'm teaching you, you'll be on your way to being a good tow truck driver. You have a good foundation. So until the next video, we'll catch you then.